Hello and welcome to everyone to the FDP, which is the initiative taken by KTHM College in collaboration with Human Resource Development Department of UGC and Savitribai Phule Pune University. We are here to understand today the topic called as SWOT analysis and business resilience. Let us start with our topic for today. How you all are doing? Must be doing well. You should stay home and stay safe. Must be thinking how this introduction is. But in the pandemic situation of today, this is what the introduction is. We need to go for. Let us go and understand what is the new world, what difference it is having than the previous world. These are the contents of my presentation. We will be dealing with environmental analysis, five-factor model, SWOT analysis, TOWS analysis, resilience strategy, and business resilience. How will be the new world after COVID? Is it the same one as the previous? Or it will be changed one? Of course it will be changed one. We are in the process of metamorphosis. We are in the process of getting ourselves developed because the new world is not the same one which was there previously. Welcome to the new world. Here, as a teacher, what we are going to face new is students are not supposed to be taught, but they are supposed to be trained. Information they will be getting in abundance from internet and many other things. But yes, we are supposed to train them how to use it, how to have an access to the information, how to utilize it to the fullest, how to facilitate their understanding and knowledge. This is what the role of teacher is going to change. The education in new world will be tailor-made learning paths. Here, there won't be the common things like common teaching learning process. Every child is different. Everybody understands the things in a different manner. Everybody understand it at the level of their own understanding, their own experiences. So now there will be the case that we need to go and create tailor-made learning paths instead of having common learning methods. Formative assessment will be the next thing into this. Continuous assessment of the student in the process. Output-based learning process are now gone. They are different in today's world. Teachers are supposed to become mentors and facilitators instead of just information givers. Information transformer role of teacher is being changed because of this new world, new technology. There are diverse things which we need to learn. Then running through the scale. Running through the scale is the thing that we need to cater a single student, as well as at the same time we need to cater hundreds of them. So running up and down to the scale will be the new phenomenon of this new world after COVID that we will be facing. We may face the situation where we will be dealing with a single student, and it is quite possible that we will be dealing with number of them at the same time. So that scale we need to take into consideration while dealing with the education in the new world. The process of learning and teaching will be prolonged. It will be the continuous process. That is the case which is different than the common one. The previous one was different and this one is totally different. There won't be a rigid structure of learning and teaching. Here we need to facilitate students to learn more, to understand, to get themselves trained, and each milestone of their learning, we should take their examination. We should understand the examination won't be the exam as such, but the assessment of the student. So education process is changed, and now the goal of education is to create innovators instead of just creating students who are obeying. Here we need to have students who will be questioning us, who will be asking us why if this is not done, what is the case if we do it differently. And here the role of teacher is changed to the mentors, to the facilitators. So in line of this, today's topic we will be learning that is SWOT analysis and business resilience. The prerequisites of SWOT analysis are the environmental analysis. Environmental analysis may be done for external and internal. Majority of the time when people think about the SWOT analysis and some tools which are developed in the last century, they think that they are obsolete, they are not of any use in this new generation or new way of teaching learning process. But mind it well, dear friends, few techniques are basic techniques and they are supposed to be used in a new manner, in a new method. So today we will be dealing with the SWOT analysis method in a different and new perspective. Here we will be going for the environmental analysis first because that is the prerequisite of the understanding and going for the SWOT analysis. We need to go in details about the environment, what different factors they are affecting to it, what different factors are contributing to it, what different factors we need to take into consideration as a business perspective, what different things are supposed to be enlisted. And here we go with the analytical tool that is the pestle analysis. Here, the P stands for the government policies, political stability. Now, P is something which is related with the political. Let us go with the explanation of each alphabet here. That is, the first one is P, that stands for the political environment. Political environment consists of government policies, political sustainability, then what is our way of dealing with the foreign trade policies, tax policies, labor laws, trade unions, the way people behave politically, their inclination, their ethnic groups, their ethnocentrism, and whatnot. Their orientation towards politics will play a pivotal role in understanding the political environment. Then let us go to the E. E is the representation, that is economic. Economic environment is talking about or dealing about economic growth, exchange rates, interest rates, disposable income. Here the income is not taken into consideration, but the disposable income, where you are able to put some disposable income that is at your hand after dealing with all your expenses. The income which is remaining at your hand is called as a disposable income. And of course the unemployment rate is going to create a part of your economical environment. Then S stands for the socio-cultural. Here the population growth rate, distribution, how the orientation towards the career of the people is there, that is also taken into consideration. Safety emphasis, health related concerns, and what different things are there related with the lifestyle and attitude, and the cultural barriers. Few things are taboo in certain cultures and few things are accepted in certain cultures. So cultural background or cultural environment in which that organization exists is again an important thing to be taken into consideration as an external factor. Then technology. Technology is something which is continuously changing. It is something which we all are witnessing. Before COVID, we had a different technology to teaching and learning process. Now we are using Zoom, Google Classroom, and what not to understand the education or teaching learning process in a different perspective. So technological initiatives, they are the part of technological environment. Innovation, the rate of innovation which happens in your country or in your organization and outside the organization is again something which is supposed to be taken into consideration. Before this pandemic, there was a buzzword called as a 4.0, Industry 4.0, and now we need to understand that Industry 4.0 is going to happen in education even, so Education 4.0. So the level of innovation and automation is again part of technical environment. Research and development activities occurring in the organization and outside the organization are also the part of it. Then the technological awareness of and orientation of the society is again a pivoting thing which we need to take into consideration. Another E stands for the weather or your environmental factors. They are the geographical factors. They are not in the control of anyone. So weather, climate, environmental changes, environmental factors where the NGOs and other certain issues which are there, how much they are active, how much environment related things are taken into consideration, what green initiatives people are taking outside the organization and inside the organization, what is the orientation of people towards it matters a lot. In case of L, L is a legal framework, legal environment. What different legal policies, laws are implemented in the country? Which are they in relation with your organization? The laws for patents, the laws for intellectual property rights, the laws for consumer protection, they all will play an important role in this. After going in the depth with this environmental analysis, the outcome of it should be treated with another method that is called as the new model that is given by the Mitchell portal 5-factor model. Here, there is a thing that 5 different factors are taken into consideration. Here, threat of new entrants, bargaining power of buyers, threat of substitute products, and bargaining power of suppliers, as well as rivalry among existing competitors, are taken into consideration. These 5 factors are interdependent, they are interlinked, they are not independently occurring. So, while going for the external environmental analysis, this 5-factor model analysis also need to be taken into consideration before we go to the analysis that is called as a SWOT analysis for the organization. So, rivalry among the existing competitors, the important part is like what different rivals are competing at what level is very important. In case of threat of new entrants, there is common thing that every business, 500 people are there, then 501 will again enter. So, are there any barriers to enter? Is there like brand loyalty type of a thing happening in the market, that the capital requirement to enter into new market are too huge or too less? They are easy to enter. Then again, talking about the bargaining power of buyers. Here, bargaining power of buyers is talking about the price sensitivity is an important thing to be taken into consideration, and ability to substitute. They are interlinked with the threat of substitute products or services. Here, when the substitutes are taken into consideration, is there immediate substitute available or the relevant substitute available to the existing company or the product? That makes a difference. We need to understand that into the depth, that yes, if there is a substitute available, is it available at the easy way? Is it available at the very less cost, or is there any cost incurred in it? Let us have an example for it. If I am having a loan from XYZ bank and I want to shift or substitute my fund provider from one bank to another, now here the substitute may ask us for processing fees, that is the switching cost. So these things we need to take into consideration. While going for the analysis part, that is SWOT analysis, the prerequisite for it is we need to go for first, that is the environmental analysis, and then we need to deal with 5-factor analysis. All the factors, if we are able to list in this manner, we can go further to the next level of, that is called as SWOT analysis. Now let us come to our basic topic, that is the SWOT analysis. People may think it is the previous decade's tool and it is very simple, very easy, very naive. But mind it well, it is very powerful tool and technique to make you understand where your organization stands today. SWOT analysis deals with strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. SWOT analysis is the technique to access for these 4 different factors which are in front of us to deal with. So SWOT analysis deals with strength, weakness, opportunities and threat in totality. They are separately also dealt with, and they are dealt with the totality even. Albert Humphrey at Stanford University in 1970 used this method for first time. The prerequisite of SWOT analysis are the previous analysis, but with that even, we need to have a good brainstorming team who will go for the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis works as a decision support system. It is helping the management to create a decision, to make a decision on the basis of some facts and findings which are the outcome of SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis work as decision support system, decision support method to make a decision by management. It is very simple tool, but though it is simple, it is very powerful. It deals with the internal and external factors both. There are few tools which are dealing with only internal, and like Western analysis only external factors. But SWOT analysis deals with both internal as well as external. Actually, how it looks like when you put it or plot it on the piece of paper, it looks like strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Yes, it looks like this. And it gives you a total bird's eye view about it. How your organization looks in terms of strength, how your organization looks in terms of weaknesses, how different opportunities are there for your organization, and threats, like what different threats from outside the organization which are present there. Strengths. Strengths are the things that your organization does particularly well. It is your competitive advantage over your competitors. It is something which you do better than others. It is something your muscle is there. Your presence cannot be ignored by this. You are having that strength. Strength is a power which you have on others, which you can execute. This may be in terms of your ability to access to certain things, your ability to access to certain information. You only access that information, or you have that particular peculiar procedure that is owned by you. If you are having some patent in some area, that is the strength. But this is common thing which we find, that people get confused between the strength and necessities. See, dear friends, if everybody is going with a quality product, quality cannot be your strength. Quality is necessity in that case. If everybody is putting the quality with a lesser price, then lesser price is not your strength. It is necessity. So many times when listing down the strengths, people, they tend to make that mistake that they take strength as the necessity. So we need to be very vigilant and understand what exactly the strength is. Strength can be USP, yes, that can be your unique sales proposition, that can be your competitive advantage to somebody over somebody else, your competitors. So strength is something which is specially you only have it, and that is your specialty, that is your own forte. Nobody else can beat you in that front. If you are having those strengths, yes, you are supposed to list them, and they are the inherent part of your organization. They are the cause of your very existence. So it is easy to create a list of strength. So you need to prepare the list of strengths. Then weaknesses. Yes, many times these are the unpleasant truths. These are the unpleasant areas which we don't want to look at. We want to ignore them. We want to avoid them. But we need to enlist them. Unless and until we understand our weaknesses, how we will be able to overcome it. Understanding the weakness is the first step to listing down it. So first we need to be honest while listing the weaknesses. We need to face the unpleasant parts. That is the second thing. They are supposed to be the part of organizations. It is not something that is alien. It is not something which is outside the organization. It is the very part of your organization. So you need to understand that the weaknesses are also the part of organization, and they are supposed to be taken care of. Your people, you need to look at what kind of people you have hired, what kind of people are there with you, and what is their ability to deal with the things which are coming in your way. Are they primitive? Are they trained? Are they short-tempered or whatnot? So those demographic part of your people is the part of your weakness, can be the part of your weakness. So you need to look at majorly to your people, then your resources, then sometimes your procedures, sometimes the systems which you follow. Again, one more thing, like in case of strength, you may have your value system as a strength, but in case of weaknesses, certain value systems, they are not included, some values, and in that case, those non-inclusion of values which are very important for the organization may be the part of your weakness. They may be the lukna which you need to deal with. So weaknesses are supposed to be taken care with the oil in your eye and list them down and have a vision that yes, these are my shortfalls, these are my pitfalls. My organization need to understand this, and those weaknesses we need to list down. Then opportunities. Let us move towards the opportunities. Opportunities is something which you want to happen to yourself. You beg to God, oh God, this should happen to me. I want to have this opportunity. But opportunity will turn yours only when you claim them that they are yours. You need to grab them. So opportunity are the things which are certain chances that you have, and you need to grab them. And these are the uh, motivational things for your organization. Yes, those opportunities are there to grow. They are there for development. They are there. So opportunities are very charming things which are coming in your way. They do arise from the outside situation of the organization, but still we need to have a vision, like, okay, these are the opportunities that we need to understand, that this is the opportunity and I need to grab it on. So environmental analysis can be a great help in this case, because opportunities are outsiders. Opportunity are outside the organization. So we need to look at them through the environmental analysis angle, and we need to jot them down. Threats. Of course, they are also outside things, but we need to understand them in a detail. Again, environmental analysis can be of great help to understand the opportunities and threats. Look with a wide open eyes. Be vigilant to mention the threats before they happen to your organization. So this is what SWOT analysis is? No, dear friends, it is more than that. The SWOT analysis is modified in a manner that it can be used for the implementation part, because the SWOT analysis part gives you a bird's eye view, and to implement it we need to have a worm's eye view. We need to continuously compare it with each other, with the phenomenon which is in existence. Those SWOT analysis and TWOS analysis contain the same thing, same synonyms like threats, then weaknesses, opportunities, and strengths. Same way, the terminologies, though they are same, but their implication, their utility, their use is different. So it is done for the first time by Heinz Ritz in 1982. He was the professor who was trying to explain the things related with the SWOT analysis and try to modify the SWOT analysis part by taking it one step ahead. What is the case? Let us look at it. This matrix starts with the audit, and the audit is related with the external threats and opportunities. This kind of a scrutiny gives a leverage, it gives a upper hand for understanding the organization in a better manner, to understand the environment in a better manner. So this TOWS analysis help to understand, to audit, to list down what are the external opportunities and threats we are having. Then comparing it with the strength and weaknesses. This TOWS matrix look like this. External factor, like what we have our analysis of external factors and internal factors, they are plotted. Then your strengths from SWOT analysis and weaknesses, opportunities and threats. And again, 4 different quadrants are there where we can go for the tactical things, where we can go for the implementation parts. Strength against opportunities, weaknesses against opportunities are plotted. Strength against the threat, weaknesses against the threat are plotted. Although the internal and external factors are not comparable, not compatible to each other, they are not supposed to be the perfect match, but the thing is that there is a balance between them. There is a natural balance. So we need to understand and take ourselves a step ahead than SWOT analysis to TOWS analysis, where we plot strength against each strength against each opportunity, each weakness against each opportunity, each strength against the threat, each weakness against the threat. Now, if we look at the matrix, weaknesses and strengths, threats and opportunities, if we look at this matrix which is present in front of us, then weakness against threat gives us a strategy that is called as a mini strategy, where we need to minimize the weakness and minimize the threat. By minimizing the weakness that organization has, we can minimize the threat. The another strategy which is there, that is the strength against the threat. Here the strength and threat is the combination where maxi-mini strategy is taken into consideration. Maxi-mini strategy is dealing with maximizing the strength and minimizing the threat. Here the maximum utilization of the strength is done and the minimum we are supposed to minimize the threat. Then looking at the weakness and opportunity, we need to minimize the weakness by utilizing maximum our opportunities which are present. So that is the mini maxi strategy. And another strategy, that is strength and opportunity, where the maxi maxi. Here we need to go for the maximization of our strength and maximization of our opportunities. Here it is SO, ST, WO and WT. Strength against opportunities, strength against threats, strength against the opportunity, weakness against opportunities, and weaknesses against threat. What is the difference between TOWS analysis and SWOT analysis? SWOT analysis matrix is a planning tool, where the TOWS analysis is the action tool. Here the tactical things are going to happen. They are giving you how to deal with it, what difference you can create by each and every listed strength and weakness. You identify only strength and weaknesses and opportunities and threat in case of SWOT analysis. But what to do with them, that is the result of TOWS analysis. It identifies the relationship between strength and weakness, strength and opportunity, threat and opportunity, threat and weakness, and the combination of which gives a worm's eye view what is supposed to be done. In case of SWOT analysis, we get the bird's eye view, and in case of TOWS analysis, we get the worm's eye view. These two eye views are important in case of organization to run, because we need to know about the bigger picture and we need to know about the tiny picture which we are directly dealing with. So both the things are important. TOWS analysis is the extension to the SWOT analysis that we need to mind well. SWOT analysis, yes, of course, it is dependent on your environmental analysis, 5-factor analysis, and after dealing with the brainstorming and much more, we come to the conclusions of the SWOT analysis. But we are not supposed to stop. We need to implement the outcome of SWOT analysis by using TOWS analysis. Traditional SWOT analysis is strength, weakness, opportunity, threat, and their listing. But TOWS analysis is trying to build the relationship between the threats, opportunities, strengths, and weaknesses. So the relationship, if it is clear, then we will be able to understand what different strategies we are supposed to implement. Let us look at it. Strength against opportunities, weaknesses, how they are plotted. Actually, while plotting them in the computer, this is how they look. Each strength 1, opportunity 1, strength 1, opportunity 2. Likewise, it is listed. Or it is like strength 1, opportunity 1, 2, 3, weakness, opportunity 1, 2, 3, sort of. So this is how they are dealing with. This is how it actually looks. When we try to list down, when we try to get internal factors and external factors, then strength and weakness. This is how the entire outcome of our pestle analysis, 5-factor analysis, and SWOT analysis is listed. And here is the beauty of it, that is TOWS analysis matrix is trying to establish the relationship between your internal, external, strength, weakness, and give you implementable strategies to deal with. Look at this. This is the example of Facebook. Now, people have listed 4 different strengths of Facebook, then 5 different weaknesses, then opportunities are listed, then threats are listed, and in front of each strength, opportunities are plotted. The relationship of the strength and opportunity is created. Here, strength 1 and opportunity 1 and 2 are having similar kind of a feature, so they are having a similar relationship. So the result of it is like strength 1 is supposed to be used for opportunity 1 and 2. Similarly, weakness 1 is supposed to be taken care by opportunity 4. Now it is not the case that every strength 1 and opportunity 1 will match. No, it is like whichever matches, we need to create the relationship and develop it. So this is how it is done. In case of Facebook, people try to give solution, implementable solution by SO strategies, by WO strategies, by ST strategies, and WT strategies. Strength and opportunity, maxi strategies. Strength, weakness, and threat strategies. Mini strategy, where Facebook need to create a clear vision. Yes, there was a threat or weakness that Facebook had, that it was not having a clear vision. So what is the solution to it? That is given. So this is how people try to plot, people try to brainstorm, list down, and outcome of the entire process. The first part, that is listing down internal and external factors, then by using pestle analysis as well as 5-factor model analysis, then listing down the strengths, listing down the weaknesses, listing down opportunities and threats, and this is what these 4 quadrants are the outcome. They are the implementable part suggested to the organization, and this is what is required in this pandemic period even. Let us have another example. Puma is the company which is dealing with, say, sports related equipments and clothing and material. So basically it is clothing and material related company. So threats and opportunities are plotted, weakness and strengths are plotted. Puma has a weakness that it is a small company compared to the Adidas and other. So this weakness and threats are compared, then threats and opportunities are compared, and weaknesses are compared, and this is what is the outcome: strength and weaknesses. Now let us go towards our second half of the presentation part, that is strategies, that is resilience strategy or business resilience. There are many strategies which companies and organizations they implement, they use in different scenario and situations. The strategies basically have 4 levels. One is your corporate level strategy, which is dealt by higher authorities. Business level, business unit level strategy. You can think like big organizations running different schools and colleges. So the level of a corporate strategy, like for entire system, the decision is taken. Then for unit level, the unit is like a single college out of this different colleges run by that organization or trust or that society. Then functional level and operational level. These are the 4 levels of the strategies. They exist. There are different strategies, but the levels are, these are the 4 levels. Now we are going for the business resilience model. Here is the ABC model of the resilience. ABC model deals with 3 different and basic things, fundamental things: adversity, beliefs, and consequences. Adversity is something that the adverse situation or something which is not familiar, not common, which you come across. Then second part is the belief that you have in your mind and the consequences. If I can fetch your attention towards this iceberg model of behavior, one can look that this is the iceberg. At the tip, your words, your body language, your rituals, the way you present yourself, all this comes. But if we look at the bottom, that the part which is under the water, we all are knowing the phenomenon of iceberg, that 1/7 part is above the above the water level, which we can see, and the remaining part, the major chunk, is below the water. So beliefs, value, bias, prejudice, experiences, fears, dreams, and feelings, they are the healing part of it. They are the part which we are not able to see, which we are not able to witness immediately by virtue of our rituals or virtue of our behavior or words or the language which we use, the way we deal with the body language. So something which is hidden, something which is not shown, which is not clearly be seen, that part is taken care of. That part of your personality is not visible. That part of organization is not visible. So the belief will play important role in dealing with the adverse situation. According to Gautam Buddha, you become what you believe. So belief will help you to deal with this adverse situation. Then first part, that is adversity occurs, then belief about the evidence or event or adversity. We try to deal with those beliefs with the situation, and the outcome of that belief is the way we deal with it, the consequences, the outcome. Then the emotional consequences or outputs which we gather. Then there is a fighting between the previous belief and new belief because of the experience which we get out of this adverse situation. These two situations, they are different. The common situation, the experience is different. Then in the adverse situation, experience is different. Then there is a conflict between these two, and the non-relevant beliefs are supposed to be shut down. They are supposed to be thrown away. So new beliefs they come, and this is how the cycle goes on. Now, resilience strategy. What is the meaning of resilience? It's the ability of individual or organization to bounce back. Yes, this is what is needed. This is what is need to be understood at this junction, at this pandemic. We need to understand the resilience strategies, and they are very relevant to this point. Resilience strategies for the individual or for the work are, we first need to prioritize the things. First, in this health related pandemic, we need to understand, we need to concentrate on our health first. We need to keep ourselves extremely healthy. Then we need to go for common instructions, that you need to go for exercise, have good food, have a nice sleep, keep your body relaxed and continuously working. So again, it will have a good combination. Then finding the support. Our health is not only the thing which is related with the physical thing. It is not dealt with only physicality. We have two different dimensions of health. How is your health, mental or physical? So physical health can be taken care with a nutritious diet, good sleep, regular exercise. But what about the mental health? We can think about to find out the support, to communicate, to cooperate. Here in the resilience strategy, we are not supposed to think about the competition. We are supposed to think about the cooperation. That is the gimmick, that is the crux of it, that we need to work in a collaboration. We need to cooperate each other. So first thing, that is we have to have a communication, that is transparency. Then we have to cooperate. Then we need to avoid the conflicts. Yes, there is a possibility to have a difference of opinion, difference of thought processes, but we have to cooperate with each other and avoid the conflict. We need to spend time with the family. Then work mindfulness. Here something is very different, spiritually high. So we need to focus on one task at one time. Then we need to appreciate our achievements. This is what it is lacking in Indian people, that they don't appreciate their achievements. They don't think about their achievements. They don't celebrate their achievements. So we need to appreciate our achievements. Then we need to schedule, plan, and we need to adhere to it. And we need to be ready. We are not supposed to fail in our commitments. We need to be committed and we need to fulfill them. Then cope with the resiliently. First thing, listen. Don't jump to the conclusions. Listen. Don't judge. Try to understand by putting your leg into another body's shoes. Minimize the expectations. This is something which is explained even in Bhagavad Gita, that we need to minimize our expectations and maximize the goals. Optimize the time. We need to utilize the time to its fullest. Resilience indicators. Leadership and culture. Change ready, networks and relationships. Few indicators are there what kind of a leadership you have. Is the leadership aware of the situation? Are they seriously taking that situation? Are they seriously working on self engagement of people? Are they giving some delegation of authority and decision making is done on the priority basis and promptly? Then networks and relationship, your internal resources, how you leverage the knowledge, breaking the soils. It is something which is very essential. The soil is so tough. We need to break it down and come out. We need to bounce back. So are we ready to change that? The clarity and ready for the change. Stress testing, plans and planning strategies are what kind of a readiness this the organization has. These are the indicators depicted into the picture. Optimum focus on your strength, attitude towards the life, emotional awareness and control on yourself, social support, sense of humor, self-belief and ability to problems, solving the problems. See, these are the way the resilience act. Try to understand people are the backbone of your organization. Behind every machine there is a man. So if we are able to take care of man, they will be taking care of your organization. So first of all, we need to optimize our strength and try to build up the ability to solve our problems. So this way we will be able to create a resilience cycle. Look at it. Organizational resilience is depending on the two basic factors, that is the human factors and another is the system related factor. The human related factors are human capital, social collaboration, organizational culture, leadership practices, and in case of a system centric, they are the material resources, then your preparedness, then what your planning you have, then the information management, then how the pathways you are building for, then the governances, the procedures, the way you govern your people. So people oriented and system oriented. Look at the major chunk that is taken care by the human capital, human resource. So we, the teachers, are supposed to create the organizational resilience by creating great manpower for the industries and by creating the great human beings for the society. Resilience strategies are divided basically into the four things. That is institutional resilience. Individually, institution can take care of by taking care of SWOT analysis, environmental analysis, five-factor model analysis, and much more. Economic resilience, that is in the totality, we need to learn it in detail. That is the diversification of the economy, innovations, and new export destination. Looking at this pandemic, we have innovations in developing sanitizers, PPE kit, and vaccine development and development of drugs for COVID. So these innovations can lead us towards the path of development. Diversification of the economy, previously it was luxury oriented economy, now it is necessity oriented economy. So we need to support in the small diversified businesses, like mudra loan is one initiative taken by government, then Atmanirbhar Bharat is the initiative taken for innovations and new product and essential new export destinations. We can think of exporting few things, few drugs and some essentials to some other countries which previously we are not dealing with. That may accelerate the economy. Then the social resilience and environmental resilience. What encompasses the business resilience plan? Business impact analysis, risk analysis. What kind of an impact is happening over the business because of the adverse situation? Because resilience plan, they are not the common plans. They are the plans when the adverse situations come into picture. So business resilience plan will consist of business impact analysis, how much impact, in what area the impact is seen highest, how to regenerate it, risk analysis and management. The impacts are analyzed and what kind of a risk is involved because of the impact. Then testing and exercising, if we can implement something, is the impact is minimized or maximized or whatnot, then that testing and exercising can be done. Emergency communication, if this impact is need to be minimized by utilizing the emergency communication, then that is also taken care. Then the business continuity plan, this is something like in the same business we want to continue or we want to stop, we want to diversify. That is something which resilience plan is asking for. Then disaster recovery plan, if something negative happens, disastrous happen, what plan we have to overcome it. Then the incident response plan, if some incidents occur, then what is the plan. Then emergency management plan, if some emergency occur, at that time what is the plan. Then the entire thing will create a business resilience plan. Business resilience plan consists of these 8 factors. They are the 8 essentials of the business resilience plan. Business resilience strategy, depending on the situation which hit to you first or what kind of a situation you are in, the cycle goes on. These are the 3 stages: business recovery, business continuity, and business resilience. Are you able to recover, bounce back with a minimum low impact, or painlessly you are able to come back? Then business continuity and business resilience, if you are not able to come back, then how you are going to safeguard your assets, your resources, and your critical data. That is what is the business resilience strategy. At this pandemic, at this junction of time, we need to look at both the things. We need to look at the business resilience strategy in 3 stages: recovery, continuity, and resilience. As a teachers, we are gurus. We are looked through the different angle. We are not just supposed to create the bread earners, but we are supposed to create the changers. According to चाणक्य, शिक्षक कभी असहाय नहीं होता, निर्मिति और प्रलय दोनों उसकी गोद में खेलते हैं. If we look at this as a part of teaching, teacher's life, part of teaching, we are not supposed to just facilitate good creatures, but we are supposed to accelerate the growth of society at large, the growth of our entire community, entire human race. So for doing that, we need to develop the community which is self-reliant, self-resilient community. For developing that, we have a model in front of us. First stage is survival. If we survive, we will do it. Madhaji Sinde once said, बचेंगे तो और भी लड़ेंगे. So similarly, if we look at it, first is survival, then security, then autonomy, and then community. In the survival, we need to react. For survival, we need to react to the situation, to the adverse situation, as a community in totality. Then in case of security, if we are able to survive, we will climb to the next, that is secure. Then we need to be receptive. Then in case of autonomy, we need to be proactive. If we want to create, we want to innovate something, we need to be proactive. And in case of community related resilience, we need to be interactive, we need to be transparent, we need to be faithful, we need to help each other, we need to be collaborative instead of competitive. So here, the business resilience to the community resilience, SWOT analysis to the community resilience, we have traveled a path. Lastly, I would like to tell, what is the resilience? Resilience means bouncing back from the difficult experiences. We, teaching fraternity, is going through the different experience. We are not able to go for the face-to-face teaching learning process. We are starving to see our children faces. We are starving to see the student faces. But how to bounce back? By creating the new method of interaction, by imbibing the technology which is in front of us, by implementing it to the fullest, and with a full zeal, we should bounce back. That is what the resilience is expected from the teacher fraternity. Thank you so much.